Well, we want to welcome you again to the Wednesday night Bible classes for the Stonecrest Church of Christ. On behalf of our three elders and our three deacons and the entirety of our congregation, we would wish all of our viewers a happy New Year's greeting. Uh, the month of January, uh, the term itself comes out of the arena of Roman and Greek mythology. Uh, January was named for the Greek mythological god called Janus. He is imaged, an icon, and pictured in Greek mythology as the god who had two faces, one face backwards and the other faced forward. So January is the month in which we kind of do some reflections. We kind of look two ways. We look back with gratefulness as we thank God for how he has brought us and how he has kept us by his mercy and his grace. But you can't live in the rearview mirror because the front windshield is the biggest piece of glass in your car. The left and right mirrors on your car, as well as your rear view mirror in the top of your car, is designed for you simply uh, to look back. That is to glance back. But the biggest piece of glass is the front windshield, where uh, you see everything in front of you. In your rearview mirror, everything you see is already behind you. I might suggest that's why so many people are crashing on the roadways and the highways of life. They spend too much time looking back than using the biggest piece of glass in your car to look forward. But January is a time in which we simply glance back, we reflect, and then we thank God for what he has in store for us in this calendar year called 2026. So we greet you with Jesus' joy at the beginning of this year. And I hope, trust, and pray that you will keep on resolving to be the kind of consistent viewer that you have been over the years to our programs, either on our Facebook page, our website, and or our YouTube page. Thank you so much. And then thank those members uh, in our congregation and beyond our congregation who shared the link of this Wednesday night broadcast on their own Facebook page. And so you are, in fact, helping us to do what Jesus commanded us to do in Matthew 28:18 through 20. Go ye into all of the world and preach the gospel to the whole creation. So thank you. And we bid God's speed upon you and your family during the new year. Now, we have been at plague number 8 now for, about a month and a half. And I have one more lesson after this one on plague number 8. Tonight, I want to look at Exodus 10:7, still on plague number 8. But I want to title this topic tonight, as you see graphically portrayed on the screen, stuck on stupid. Uh, now, let me read the text, and I'll kind of tell you why I've labeled this and topic this text, stuck on stupid. At Exodus 10 and verse number 7, Pharaoh, if you will, is in a cabinet meeting. All of his advisors, all of his servants, all of his executive administration is surrounding him. And they say to him in verse number 7, uh, how long shall this man be a snare to us. They said, they say, boss, Mr. Trump, Mr. Ramses, Miss Pharaoh, watch this. Go. You see, it went right over your head. Uh, you don't have to let everybody go, but just let the men go, that they may serve the Lord their God. Then watch what they say to him. They say, sir, don't you get it? I mean, do you not yet understand that Egypt is ruined? Lean in, lean in. Watch this. He says, they say to him, it's stupid. You are allowing this man to lease and to rent space in your head, and he's not paying any rent. Stop being stupid. I'm going to explain to you in a few minutes what he means by stop letting him be a snare to us. He says, let the men go, that they may serve the Lord their God. When Moses first comes to Pharaoh, what he says to him is that I am Jehovah, the Lord God, has asked me to tell you, let my people go, that they may serve me. Now remember, this is his 8th trip to Pharaoh. His advisors are exercising more wisdom and judgment and discernment than king. Now, I can hear them say, now, Pharaoh, I know our theology. I know our culture. We know that under our religion, you are a god. But, boss, what their God has done to us, he's demonstrated that he's God and God all by himself. Man, look at us. Look at our economy. Look at our religion. None of our gods and goddesses have been able to withstand him. We've been embarrassed. We've been humiliated. We are economically ruined. Let people go. We have already been devastated. For God's sake, don't allow us to become annihilated. When is enough enough? What more do you have to see? You've had balls on you, you've had flies, you've had gnats, you've had all kind of pestilence. You've seen a major waterway, the Nile River, turn into blood. I mean, what more do you have to see? Well, let me quickly kind of review what has already happened, as you see on the screen. Why would they say this? And listen, it's good advice. It's wise advice. It's a good conclusion on their part. Because watch this. As you're looking at the graphic on the screen, these plagues have gone from nuisance to existential economic crisis and collapse. Lean in, lean in. Teach Bible, Barclay. I'm sure try to. I want you to see, and fellas, I want you to keep this on the screen for me for a few minutes. Let me just talk, but I want the audience to see, because the graphic on the screen kind of summarizes all of the plagues that have gone until now. So keep it on the screen, and let me talk through it for a second. Now, watch this. The plagues have gone from nuisance. You see, the frogs were a nuisance. Watch this. They ain't hurt nobody. The gnats were a nuisance. They didn't hurt anybody. The boils. All right. I mean, you got blisters everywhere. Folk didn't die from that. Watch this. Even the Nile River, your water supply, uh, uh, nuisance. Those were 1, 2, 3, 4. The first 4 plagues were pretty much a nuisance, because you'll remember that the magicians in Egypt were able to reproduce by way of their magic the first 2. So they were a nuisance more than anything else. But I want you to watch this. The other ones, a little more than nuisance. They are a direct kind of existential threat. Now, what do you mean by that? Well, for example, when the livestock were attacked, now you're dealing with more than just nuisance. You are dealing with our animals that work for us, and our animals that provide transportation for us. So now you're beginning to deal with our economy. When the hail came, it struck our crops. And now we are dealing with locusts that's eating crop. So now these plagues are an existential threat. Pardon me, please. So we've gone from nuisance to an existential threat. And so they say to him, as long as we were dealing with frogs and flies and gnats and even boils, all of these were nuisance, Miss Pharaoh. But the man and his God has now destroyed our economic well-being. And if our economy tanks, we can't pay the military to defend us. If our economy tanks at this juncture in human history, Egypt is the greatest, is the only superpower. They trade goods, they buy goods, but they are in a state of economic collapse. I mean, Wall Street has closed down. The banks have closed down. The agricultural industry has closed down. And so they say to him, stop being stuck on stupid. Let the people go. Now, you remember the last couple of weeks, we've been talking to you from this notion of deja vu. And I explained to you that this is plague number 8, 7 previous trips, and now number 8, God has sent Moses back into Pharaoh's Oval Office to tell him, let the people go. And 8 times he has said no. So I've been posing the question, why does God? Okay, I see the stupidity on Pharaoh's part, but I ain't calling God stupid. Oh, I ain't going there. I ain't going there. I like breathing. I like living. That God is an awesome God. And yet, God keeps sending Moses right back into Pharaoh, knowing what Pharaoh is going to say. So why does God keep doing that? Well, I've said to you, number one, to teach Moses, I want you all to hear this one, to teach Moses and me, people like me and people like you, to teach Moses a pattern that every preacher and leader of God must learn. Ooh, ooh, watch this. Success is not measured by response, but by faithfulness. Dr. Barclay, what did you just say? He's trying to teach Moses, teach me, teach you, teach leaders of the church. Success is not measured by response, but by faithfulness. I think I said to you a couple of weeks ago that Noah preached for 120 years, and the only folk he converted were his 3 sons, his 3 daughter-in-laws, and his wife. 8 people. The man preached 120 years. Now, folks, if God gave me 120 years to preach, and the only folk I could convert were people in my household, I would consider myself a failure. But God's trying to teach me. God's trying to teach you. God's trying to teach us that your job is to preach the word. Oh, come on, preacher. Tell that thing. Your job is to preach the word. You cannot make folk obey the gospel. You cannot make folk believe and trust in God. All you can do is preach the word. All you can do is plant the seed. All right, I'm getting too excited here. See, success. And today the church sees itself as successful or not successful, depending on how many folk get baptized, how many folk place membership. Listen, those are good and important metrics, but they don't define success from God's point of view. Success from God's point of view is, are you going to be obedient and faithful and do what I've asked you to do? Now, folks, I'm not against the numbers. In fact, just a few days ago, I met with my education director, and one of the questions I asked her is, "What are your goals for the new year? What are we trying to reach? What are we trying to accomplish on the new year?" All those are good and wonderful questions, but more than anything else, are we being faithful in teaching and instructing what thus saith the Lord? Now, I want you to watch this, friend. Every trip back to Pharaoh, trains Moses to obey, oh, regardless of visible results. I have to cheerlead our people a whole lot of times. I got to cheerlead our leaders. I got to cheerlead our ministry leaders because there are times all of us get frustrated along the way. Why won't more people come to Sunday school? Why won't more people uh, uh, view the program on Wednesday night? Well, see, those things are outside of my control. I'm going to show up here every Wednesday night and teach and explain as best as I can the Word of God. Now, with teachers on Sunday morning, they show up. They do the very best they can in teaching and instructing children and adults the Word of God. That's what God told us to do. But, Doc, I hear you, but where are the visible results? Well, I'm going to show you something from the book of Jeremiah in just a couple of more slides here. All right. Now, I want you to watch this. 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 Oh, I want you to watch this. I want you to watch this. Come here, lean in, lean in, lean in, lean in, lean in, lean in. Let me slow my roll. Um, have you thought, have you considered watch what I got on the screen? Guys, keep that up there. Don't put the camera on me right now. Just keep that graphic on the screen. Uh, why didn't God just provide Israel an Uber? Come here, come here. I mean, at least consider the question. Now, uh, see, it's the reason I ain't God. It's the reason there are only three in the Godhead, Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. And Richard Barclay is not a member of the Godhead. Not only is Richard Barclay not a member of the Godhead, our three elders and our three deacons and hundreds of our members. No, God is God. And he's, I hear you, Lisa Taylor, hollering, yeah, he's God all by himself. But consider the question. Anyhow, why didn't God? I mean, why do you keep sending Moses back in there? You know, you know he's stupid. You know what he's going to do. Why you keep putting Moses through that? When watch this, you could have Ubered them out. Now, you think I'm being cynical? You think I'm being funny? Well, watch this. Watch this. He's already done it. Say what? Watch this. Remember in one of the earlier plagues of the flies and the gnats, he only let them irritate and nauseate the Egyptians. He put a line in the sky. You remember when I preached on this? I had a big old can of alts in the sky where God didn't even let a gnat nor a fly cross the demilitarized zone. The army guys would understand that. In other words, God petitioned the sky. God stopped flies. God stopped gnats from going over into Goshen. So he's already partitioned Egypt from his people. He allowed stuff to happen in Egypt that he did not allow to happen over in Goshen. Their cattle was affected, not the Israelite cows. Egyptian crops were affected, not Israelites. So watch this. In fact, not only has he done it, ooh, watch this. He's going to do it again. Say what? He's going to do it at the Red Sea. We'll see that in a couple of weeks. When they get down to the Red Sea, he's going to put a great cloud in front of them. On one side of the cloud, it's going to be dark. That's where the Egyptians will come up behind them. On the other side of the cloud, it's going to be light. So if he's going to do it at the Red Sea, since he has already done it in earlier plagues, why keep playing with it? You know what you're going to do to it. Okay. Let me hurry up and move on. So no lightning bolt comes out of the sky and hit me up in my office here. Well, watch this. The real question isn't could he? Surely he could have. The real question is, why didn't he? Are you listening to me? Okay. Watch the question. Why didn't God just provide Israel a modern ride service like Uber? Well, why didn't he use the pillar of cloud for protection? Watch this. While Israel escaped. All they had to do was do what he did, partition the sky. Put a dividing wall, a dividing line. Watch this. Just let the Israelites go. And while they left, just hold up Pharaoh until they got way away. He could have. He didn't. So here's the question. Why didn't he? Let me show you the next slide. Because watch this. If all God wanted was a quick release, teach Bible, Richard Barclay. If all God wanted was a quick release, he could have taken Pharaoh out in one night. Say what? I might need to remind you of what I've already told you from Exodus 9 and verse 15, where God tells Moses to tell Pharaoh, for by now I could have put out my hand, struck you and your people with pestilence, and you would have been cut off from the earth. Watch this. He said in the previous plague. He said, boy, I've been playing with you. Been pulling your strings. If all God wanted was a quick release, he didn't have to send 10 plagues on Egypt. In fact, he didn't have to send a plague at all. Okay, so why did he? Okay. May I suggest to you, God isn't just in the business of removing his people from trouble. He's in the business of revealing himself, judging evil publicly, and watch this, and forming a people. Oh, my goodness. Teleportation would save time, but it would skip the entire curriculum. God is not just demonstrating something to Egypt. In the process, he's forming, he's developing, he's teaching, he's instructing his own people. And friends, you and I ought to learn the lesson, because that's what's God. From October to December, I did five funerals in 2 states. One of them could have very well been mine, because I couldn't do my own funeral, but please understand what I'm saying here. Uh, uh, God called some people home from our church last year. So why are you still here? Some of the people that he called home were younger than me. So why am I still here? Why are you still here? We're still here because God still has purpose for all of our lives. That's the only reason you're still here. It ain't because you're dieting. It's not because you're running. It's not because you got gym memberships. It's because Hebrews 9:27 says, it is appointed unto men once to die, but after death cometh the judgment. So if God wanted, if all God wanted was a quick release, he could have taken Pharaoh out in one night. God could have placed a cloud between Israel and Egypt. He could have done that. He could have put a cloud in the sky, and that cloud could have acted as a barrier in Egypt where they could not pass. If a flock couldn't get across, God could have made it where a person could not get across. Then watch this. All he needed to do was to tell Israel, y'all come on, follow me. That's what he would eventually do. God could have taken them out in a moment. Oh, my goodness. Oh, I need hours right through here. But he chose to bring them through over time. He could have done it like with Duke's grits, instant grits. But God says, no, I need you to see. Now, I've already said to you, you see, we watched that movie, The Ten Commandments by Charlton Heston, in less than 2 hours. Okay. You can read Exodus 7 through 12 in less than an hour. All right, but friend, these the plagues that you're looking at would have occurred over a space of about a year to a year and a half. So these things didn't happen just in a matter of minutes, in a matter of days, in a matter of weeks. All right. God could have put a permanent cloud wall around Goshen, turned Pharaoh into a footnote, and snapped Israel straight into Canaan. And he could have done all of that before breakfast. But because God wasn't running a moving company, he was running a revelation event. He was running a trial. He was running a judgment, and he was running a redemption plan. Because in plague number 10, God's going to teach Israel about the plan of salvation. Hey, God is going to teach Israel what happens in redemption. God is going to teach Israel that just like that, the blood of a lamb was over their doorpost that night, where the angel of death was not able to get in. God is trying to teach them and show them and give them object lessons of the plan of redemption, that one day he's going to send another lamb that's going to take away the sin of the world. God was shaping Israel's identity, and he had no intention of calling them an Uber. And if you're wanting God to skirt you out of some trouble, God may be saying to you, no, I need to leave you in this situation for a certain amount of time, because there are some lessons that I'm trying to teach you. God is trying to teach, oh, I love this one, generational theology. He's going to tell Moses at Exodus 10 in verse number 2. He says, the reason I'm doing what I'm doing is so that you can tell your children and your grandchildren how I dealt harshly with the Egyptians and what signs I have done among them. Watch this, that they may know that I am the Lord. You see, every visit Moses makes is another entry on Pharaoh's rap sheet. God isn't interested in pampering Moses. He's not concerned about the comfort of Moses. God is forming him. God is developing him. Then God wanted to dismantle Egypt's gods, not just to relocate Israel. And then watch this. Let me get to the message tonight. I'll talk about Jeremiah on another occasion. I want you to watch this. I want you to watch this. Exodus 10:7. Then Pharaoh's servant said to him, how long shall this man be a snare to us? Let the men go, that they may serve the Lord their God. Do you not yet understand that Egypt is ruined? He said, man, why are you continuing to be stuck on stupid? Come here, lean in. Pharaoh isn't lacking information. His Secretary of Agriculture has told him, man, our crop supply, you got these bugs out there that's going to eat up what the hell did not destroy. Our livestock are crippled. Our economy is tanking. Wall Street, the banking industry, collapsing. And you sitting here with your stubborn pride and your arrogance. This man has made a fool of you. He's been nothing but a snare to you and to us. Man, you got the intelligence reports. See, he isn't lacking information. He's resisting submission. Can I help you with a little something here? His pride will override the evidence. Say what? His pride will override the evidence. And friends, I will suggest to you that when pride is on the throne, evidence won't be enough. With all due respect, we got a president in the White House right now who's so arrogant, who's so egotistical, who's so prideful. He's even told us that when he makes an error and mistake, you show weakness when you admit it. Remember when Mr. Obama gave him his birth certificate and he kept the lie going? Remember when his own attorney general gave him the evidence when he lost in 2020? His own State Department, his own legal department told him it was the fairest election in our lifetime. Sir, you lost. And now that he's become president again, he's still, with all of the evidence, in fact, he's even on record as telling people that he knew he lost, but he won't admit it. See, when pride is on the throne, evidence won't be enough. And now watch this. He continues to negotiate. Watch this. Well, I'll let the men go. You ain't in no position to negotiate. What you need to do is, number one, you need to repent. And number two, you need to release God's people. That's what his advisors are trying to say to him. Say, look, why are you letting him be a snare to us? Maybe I better explain that before I leave you on here tonight. But when he says, how long shall this man be a snare? Um, the term for snare is actually a term that describes what happens to animals when they are caught in a trap. And the more they try to get out of that trap, they tighten the noose inside of the trap. Oh, I hope you see it on the screen there. See, a snare is a hidden trap. Often a loop or a noose that has been laid to catch and hold an animal. In other words, lean in. A snare is a judgment that you can literally feel tightening around your neck. And the reason it's tightening, watch this, is because you keep pulling the wrong way. And the more you pull the wrong way, all you do is you tighten the noose. So they say to Pharaoh, man, all he's doing with each plague is escalating. All he's doing is tightening the noose. And you keep pulling. And the more you pull, the more the noose tightens. Oh, my friends. Oh, let me give you one or two more and I bid you good night. Watch what's on the screen. Same game, new angle. He'll concede just enough to relieve the heat, but never enough to surrender control. Mm. Pharaoh always offers compromise, but God only accepts surrender. Dr. B. Pharaoh's offer is essentially this. Oh my goodness. Remember what he says. Uh, let the men go. His advisors say, look, man, if you got to compromise, look, let the men go. But I want you to watch what I say on the screen here. Watch this graphic. By letting the men go, Pharaoh is saying, I'll permit worship as long as I keep your future. Ooh, wee. Now, do I need to explain that? Watch this. If you let the men go, that means the children remains in Egypt. That means your wife remains in Egypt. Think that one through. I'll let you go and worship because I know you're going to come back for your wife and watch this and for your future because your children are your future. I'll let you go. I'll let you go to church. But watch this. I don't want your kids going to Sunday school. Ooh, me. I'll let you get up there and preach. I'll let you get up there and ale. I'll let you get up and deacon. I'll let you get up there and trustee. But I don't want your kids going to church. Because when your kids start going to church, when your kids start going to Sunday school, you teach them about me. You educate them about me. Watch this. You go going out there and go to church, going out there and serve God, going out there and worship God. But you'll be back because I'll keep your family. In other words, men can go, but families must stay. Watch this. Pharaoh knows. Oh, please read this one and I'll bid you good night. Pharaoh knows if I hold what you love, I can control what you do. Oof. I want to shout on that myself. Pharaoh knows if I hold what you love, I control what you do. And I'm going to develop this one for you next week. Pharaoh said to them what pharaohs are saying to us. It's all right to have God. Just keep him on the loop. you know, it's all right, go church. But don't you be committed. Don't you be devoted. Don't you be loyal. You you treat God and you keep God like a spare tire in your trunk. He's only there when life goes flat. Keep him on the loop. Keep him in the suburbs. Don't let him come to the inner city. Because if he comes to the inner city, he'll make such dramatic change that we won't be able to control. What a shame. There are too many people I'm speaking to tonight. Oh, you believe in God. You just keep him on the loop. My encouragement to you this year is you bring him in to the inner city, to the inner sanctum, to the inner sanctuary of your soul. Let him sit on the throne of your heart and stop keeping him outside on the loop. Well, until next Wednesday night, may the Lord of the harvest bless you, and may he bless you real good.